Hi, I'm Brianna. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my everyday look, basically a get ready with me. I already started with priming my face using the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. This is my favorite moisturizer. I have oily skin, and even when I use this, I don't come out looking like a big old grease ball. On top of that, I have already also primed my skin using the Urban Decay De-Slick. It is for basically oily skin. So what I start with is I always do my foundation first. So I'm using the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. And I'm just going to kind of put it all over my face. So just anywhere. And then I'm going to take a makeup brush. None of my brushes are numbered or named, or if they are, it's worn off and I don't know what it is. And I'm just going to mix this in on my face. Get in the creases here. I really like this foundation because it helps keep me matte. I don't get super oily when I wear it. And it's also really lightweight but has pretty decent coverage. Like, it's not full coverage, but it's just enough for me. It does not get cakey whatsoever, which is just beautiful. And mix it in on the forehead. Okay, so I'm all covered, blended in. I don't really have to blend it into my neck because I have a pretty good match. And for anyone wondering, I'm using the shade Natural. This is my fall, winter, spring color because I'm actually a lot whiter than I look. I go to get matched and I'm always given a much darker color, and I look at the person who's helping me and I'm like, that's not gonna work. I have to go a lot lighter. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the color Light. I'm just gonna put it right underneath my eyes. I get pretty dark circles, so I don't put it really anywhere else but under my eyes. Okay, and then after that I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and I'm just going to start blending this out. And bring it out and down. A little on the side of my nose. Okay, and I'm going to do the other side. I'm just going to blend it out again and also blend it down. I have a really bad habit of getting impatient and dragging it. Don't do that. You just want to dab. Alright, so now that that is all done, I'm going to take the same beauty blender and I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way setting powder. This is one of my actual favorites. I started using it about 6 months ago and I love it. And I'm just going to put it in underneath the eye where I put that concealer because I really want to set this. When I get oily, I get really oily right across my forehead, down my nose, and right in here. And I've noticed that with using this setting powder, I do not get as oily. I love it. It really helps just keep everything in. I'm going to put just a little bit more on this side. Alright. After that, I'm going to get my Naked Urban Decay Flushed. This is in Streak. And it comes with the bronzer, the highlighter, and the blush. I usually just use this entire thing together. If I'm not using this for my everyday look, then I use the light to medium contour kit by Anastasia, and I use this middle one here. But I'm not going to use this today. I'm going to use Urban Decay. So this little brush, I think it's called Firma 103. It came in some makeup bag. So I'm just going to take a little bit of product, top it off. And when I contour and bronze, I like to look down. That way I can kind of see where the line I'm supposed to do it at. So I'm just going to go in lightly. I do not like to do a very dark contour. Mostly because I'm still pretty new to it, so if I do it too dark, I feel like I just look like a big brown mess everywhere. And then I'm going to put it on the other side. Kind of go back and forth a little bit. Add a little more here. I really do like to put it right up here in my hairline and right around the edge of my face. I don't really put it in this little spot. I just avoid that. I'm just going to do it here too. And then once I put all of that on, I like to take just a really big fluffy brush. This is an e.l.f. brush, that's all I know. And then I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Alright, that's my blended out look. Then I'm going to take and use blush next. And because of my face shape, I don't really like to, like if I smile, I normally put it right here, but I don't like to. I have a really fat face, so I like to just follow my contour line. So I just lightly go in. There's that. And that. And I'm going to take that same fluffy brush and just buff it out a little bit. Alright. I don't really have an order for setting the rest of my makeup. I just kind of do it as I go. So I'm going to take this e.l.f. powder brush and my NYX No Filter finishing powder, and I would give you a shade for this, but it's so old and used that it just isn't there anymore. I'm just going to run this over the rest of that foundation that I put on, and I'm only using a very light coat of it. I don't use a whole lot. I want to go over the top of my nose and just up here, because like I said, I get oily up here, so it's really good if I put a little powder here to help stop that oil from seeping through. Alright. Next I'm going to do my eyebrows, because I always try to do my eyebrows before I do my eyeshadow. That way I can carve them out really nice and not have to worry about going back later. I recently started using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, so I'm just going to continue using that in today's video. So, just gonna brush them out. And I prefer a more natural filled in eyebrow. I used to do the dip brow and I used to do it very bold, and then my mom would call them caterpillars on my face. So I didn't really like to stick with that, and I wanted to find something that I could do that was a little more natural. I live on a very busy street, so fire trucks, police chases, I hear it all. Okay. And I'll brush this out before I start the other one. And I usually start from the bottom front and brush upwards and outwards and then just make my way back. And I'm going to go ahead and start the other side. My eyebrows are definitely sisters, not twins. I feel like they're more like cousins rather than sisters though. And I have no one to blame but myself for that. Alrighty. Just follow this down and fill it in. One thing I really like about my makeup routine, I don't use a lot of hard heavy makeup, so you can still see my little beauty marks through my foundation, and I love that because I personally really like them. So again, I'm just going to brush up and out and make sure that they're pretty much even. My hair does not grow in this little tiny corner right here. I've tried everything, different serums people have recommended hair growth little dabbers, I guess, and nothing. And I pretty much just kind of learned to live with it because I don't like filling that area in. I feel like I just make a mess and then you can really tell that it's just drawn on. So maybe one day I will learn how to do it, and if I do, I'll share it with you. Alright, so I'm going to put that away now. And some days I will use the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer and I will carve out my eyebrows, but lately I've been going back to this little e.l.f. Eyebrow lift and filler. So there's this little nude side here. I've really been liking using this. It's so much faster and I feel like it has pretty good coverage. So I'm just going to follow around the bottom of my eyebrow. Just the little line here. And I'm going to do it on this side as well. And I don't really have a brush that I use for this. I just kind of use my finger. And I always wash my hands before I do my makeup, so I'm not worried about dirty hands. I'm going to use my finger and just kind of blend it in, pull it out, make it look a lot better than it did. And I pull it down as well, that way I can use some of it as a primer for my eyeshadow. And do the other side as well. So, just like that. I don't really do the top of it. I don't feel like my eyebrows need to be fully covered through the top and bottom. If I would have done a gel type of eyebrow product like this here in this little pot, then I would have, but because I'm just doing a pencil in a more natural look, I'm definitely not going to. I will actually use this concealer right now to put a little bit on my eyelids. I use this as a primer for my eyeshadow. That way it doesn't move or anything like that. And I just blend it in with my finger. Why not? Oh, maybe a little too much. Alright, so just like that. And I'm looking down a lot. I have a mirror right here underneath the camera, so I'm looking in there to pay attention to what I'm doing. Alright, for my eyeshadow, I'm going to use this Lorac palette. I don't know the name of it or anything like that. I just know that I bought it because it was super pretty. I'm going to start with this shade right here called Button. And I'm going to pick some up on a brush, tap a little off, and I'm just going to go right here in my crease. I like that it's a really light color that I can start with and then work with some darker colors as I go. Alright, there's that one. And a little bit more, and I'm going to do the other eye now. Alright, so now that I have Button applied, I'm going to get another brush. I like to use a little one like this. I believe this is a smudge brush, but it's one I like to use. And next I'm going to go in with Starfish right here. I just stuck my finger in blue. It's awesome. Alright, and once I get that, I'm just going to go and really push it into my crease. But like I said before, I'm not a big fan of really heavy makeup or even drastic looks. So, for what I do a lighter push, but you can definitely do more. Ooh. Okay, I definitely put more this time. And then again on this side. And I really am trying to just do this video in one straight shot. I have not yet figured out how to edit or anything, so if I stutter or make a mistake, I'm just like, shit, what am I gonna do? I guess just roll with it, right? Okay, so now I have applied Button and Starfish. So I'm going to take a little blending brush and I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Not too much, but I don't want any harsh lines. So, I do tend to like windshield wiper or little circles, just like when you're a little kid and someone says, "Here comes the airplane," we'll do a smaller airplane on your eyelid.